Hey guys, welcome back. Tamra here. I just wanted to share with you some fantastic news that I just received, that my YouTube channel has become monetized. The reason that I find this to be important is because it's yet another layer that you can add to your homemade and hand sewing business to increase the profitability of it long term. So I found over the years that it's really important to come up with different revenue streams to add to your home business besides just putting out a specific physical product. So I would encourage you to follow along with this video to see how maybe you can look at an additional revenue stream for your handmade goods or crafting business based on the information included in this video. So my name's Tamra Casey, and I have a business called Designs by Jude, and I'm the owner of Reflector Pattern Company. I started this business 21 years ago and have primarily been selling online. I used to do a few in-person conventions, which I thought was really fun, but the profitability has really come with technology and the opportunity to let your products be seen across the World Wide Web. So if you're online selling on eBay or Etsy or Amazon or your own website, and you're putting out a product that's relatively popular, or you're just starting in the business, another thing to consider is how you can make that product a service to people. So when I first started sewing, I didn't have patterns, but one day it occurred to me to actually create one. So from that pattern that I created in 2005, I went from a collection of one to a collection of almost 900 different designs. That has really given me the opportunity to pursue some passive income. So if you have an opportunity to sew and put out a product, I think there's a great market for that type of item. If you have the opportunity to take what you're sewing and create a pattern from it, you can eventually add on to some passive income. If you have a way to create videos to show people how to create that item, then you have yet another layer that you can add to your home business for profitability. Quickly, the requirements for YouTube to become a monetized channel are pretty straightforward and simple, and there's just 4. The first qualification is that you need 1,000 subscribers. The second is that you need 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. They've recently added 2 more requirements, one being 2-step verification, which I did a short video on that as far as security concerns for your own email addresses and also your social platform accounts. And I would highly recommend that you check that out if you're not using 2-step verification. And the final requirement for the partnership program is 0 community strikes. So it's really important that you do a channel that falls in line with the policies and recommendations of what YouTube wants to show on their platform. So once you've accomplished those initial steps, then you're going to go through a partnership program process. And the first one is to go ahead and read the policies and the contract for the YouTube partnership program. The second one is that you need to sign up for an AdSense account, and you can do that in advance of actually receiving the notification that your channel could be monetized. And the final step in the review process is they do look at your content and they let you know if you actually are in compliance and if you are approved. Now that last step can take quite a bit of time, and it does say in the disclaimer for that step that it can take up to a month. But I want to quickly run through with you what's happened for my channel and how I think I was able to bring it from 0 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers in 7 months and 7 days. So I started my YouTube channel on April 10th. I had originally put a few short videos up on Facebook that were helpful information tips about how to use a crocodile eyelet setter, how to replace a zipper pull on a zipper tape if you pulled it off, and things like that that were related to the sewing portion of my niche. I do sew for 7 to 22 inch fashion dolls, and I do produce patterns for them and sell accessories that would be appropriate for that market as well. After putting up those couple of videos, I was approached by the Virtual Doll Convention creator, Rachel Hoffman, who asked me to do a sewing class for the Virtual Doll Convention Christmas pageant in December of 2020. Now, I'd never actually put out a video sewing the products that I have for sale, and I was super nervous, but I did lean into the process and I produced the video with very little knowledge of how to actually film it well, or even to make sure that the audio was good. But we were able to get a reasonable product together, and it did air during that convention in a live stream so that I could communicate with the people that were watching. And those participants in that pageant were fantastic. They were super positive and very encouraging. They really emphasized how much help it was to visually see how to create the patterns. And that really opened my eyes up to the need in the market for showing people how to sew some of the doll clothes patterns that we've been selling for such a long time. When I was looking into starting my channel, I watched a lot of videos about starting a YouTube channel, and if it's something you're interested in doing, I highly recommend you follow that same suit. They had a lot of really good beginner recommendations, including consistency and how often you should upload, what type of content, and how to choose a niche and really dial down into a specific topic so that people would follow you and continue to follow you as you put topics out. So over that course of 7 months, I put out 77 videos, and of all of them, the majority were sewing doll clothes tutorials that were related to the patterns that I've put out. There were a few technique videos for installing a zipper and different ways to use linings for different garments, but primarily they were all sewing patterns that I had for sale. So my motivation for putting out the video was really to enhance the products that I was already selling. There were a few collaboration videos in the 77, as well as a few product reviews. I was contacted by 2 different companies online. One was a fabric company, Modes for You, and the other one was the Wallow Wallow electric scissors company. And that's just kind of interesting that they see you on YouTube and they reach out to you, and it gives you an opportunity for a little bit more exposure, both for yourself and for you to also advertise their brand. So getting involved with brands is also an opportunity that comes up with a YouTube channel. Once you make a decision to start your channel, you need to consider what type of gear you might need to get started. It doesn't have to be an expensive pursuit, and you can watch a lot of videos that recommend a lot of really expensive gear, but if you're not sure that it's necessarily something you're going to pursue, you can look around your house and work with what you have. I film all my videos on my iPhone and also on my Canon T7 camera. I also take my still shots with that as well. I got some really inexpensive camera tripods to hold my camera, as well as a selfie light. I use my camera tripod to hold my camera as well. And I looked into a couple of different software programs that help me see what type of camera angles that I'm shooting with. So once I had my video filmed, I had to figure out how I was going to edit it in order to get it posted on my YouTube channel. And again, just looking at other people's videos on YouTube, I came across the Movavi software. And that looked to be something that I could easily learn at a price point that I was willing to spend. And I have to say, I'm extremely pleased with the software. It's been really easy to use, and there's a lot of resources on the internet to help you as you come up with questions of different edits that you want to do with your filming. And once I had the film edited, then I looked at YouTube videos and discovered that people were using a lot of music, even if it was really subtle in the background, especially to fill out the blank spaces where you're doing a lot of hands-on sewing in my videos. I didn't want it just to be dead air. So initially I used the YouTube Audio Studio for some of that music. But later, since I wanted to use my video and content that I was creating for other platforms, I wanted to make sure that I was using royalty-free music and that I wasn't going to get into any copyright infringement areas going forward. And I did some more research and found out that Epidemic Sound was highly recommended. So first I got a 30-day trial to see if I liked the type of music they had in their music bank, which I absolutely did. And then I decided to do a monthly subscription. So that has been really helpful to me because I can post on Facebook, I can post on my blog post, and I don't have any worries about the music being a copyright infringement or something that prevents me from monetizing my other content going forward. So then once I had the music thing figured out, I had to figure out the best way to create thumbnails that would appeal to people searching on the internet for the information for things that I was creating. So I looked into different programs and I came across TubeBuddy that helps you come up with different ways to get your videos in front of more people. They use several different approaches for this, and one is search engine optimization. So I often do that. I search under doll clothes sewing tutorials to see what type of words I should use to make sure I get in front of the audience for my Designs by Jude doll clothes sewing channel. Now, TubeBuddy has been really instrumental for me in seeing what my competitors use for their tags and descriptions also, and to compare the thumbnails to see if its color and quality is something that would draw the eye and also put me in a higher level of the search. So to review, I started my channel on April 10th. 7 months and 7 days later, I hit the 1,000 subscribers. 15 days after that, on November 16th, I hit my 4,000 watch hours. And then I went through the 3-step process to accept the partnership agreement terms and apply to the YouTube partnership program. I was notified within less than 48 hours that I was in, and now I'm in the first stage of actually being monetized. So as a recap, if you're someone that has an online business, sewing crafts or handmade goods online, keep in mind that there's many more opportunities than just continuing to put out a product that can help you increase and add to your revenue stream for your home business going forward. The main idea is to really leverage and expand the revenue streams coming into your business. And you can do that by continuing to create great products, collaborating with brands, creating a blog about your certain niche, using AdSense on your website, designing a pattern about what you're actually creating, or even filming a tutorial. And there's always the opportunity to also start that YouTube channel. Just remember, there's so many ways to grow your home business. Just use your mind and your imagination. Let technology do the work for you, and we're all going to succeed together. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you in the next video.